Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com. This morning, before we fix the smoothie, we're going to cook some lentils. And I'm using the little orange lentils. Really, they cook faster. And whether it's the orange or red lentils or the those little brown ones like you can get in Walmart, the protein amount is basically the same. So it works out to be 10 grams per fourth of a cup. Now let me show you a fourth of a cup. And that would be a fourth of a cup dry. That's a fourth of a cup. Now when they cook, of course, that fourth of a cup is going to turn into about half a cup. So in talking about the protein, now several years ago, really for a long time, we always thought that in order for the protein in like lentils or dried beans or even the peanut butter had to be mixed with the protein from a grain to make a complete amino acid. So with the advent of DNA and all that and a lot more research, I mean, we're just getting a lot smarter, right? They found out that no, wait a minute, the body can use the protein in like dried beans and all that, and it can do it very nicely. So you don't really have to mix it with a grain. That's what we always thought. I mean, that's what I grew up thinking. When you had dried beans, you needed to mix it with like cornbread or eat it with cornbread or rice or some type of grain, biscuits, whatever. And so because the dried beans and all would be missing one of the little links of the amino acid. Well, we should have looked at the third world countries because they can certainly have very little meat and animal products and be very healthy. So some wasn't right about all that. So anyway, with the advent of DNA and them being able to test things a little better, they found out that, wow, the body can use these as protein. Now, here's another example. How about people who are vegan? Or how about people who only eat fruit? So really, there's protein in almost everything we eat, and maybe in fruits and vegetables it's not too, there's not as much, but it's still there. And I think that people who are totally vegan have to eat a lot more to get all that their body needs. But here's the thing we've discovered. The thing of all this time doing smoothies, and even before we started the green smoothies back, I think, December 2013. But before that, for at least 2 or 3 years, we were doing just regular smoothies. We didn't ever put anything green in them. And we were doing great. So obviously, lentils, a fourth of a cup, contains 10 grams of protein. 1 large egg contains 7 grams of protein. Plus you got all the other stuff with the animal product. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that what we have found is the combination of the really just the red lentils and the peanut butter gives us astonishing energy. I mean, and we're older too, so I think it makes a difference. So what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to cook some of these red lentils. They call them red. They're really orange or almost an apricot color. And I'm going to go ahead and put them in the smoothie this morning. And then what I have left, I'm going to freeze in the little cubes again. So now we're not probably per serving, not even getting the full, it would almost be a half cup. We're not certainly getting that amount. But we're getting protein and the other things that go in this smoothie, plus I'm going to be using the peanut butter. So there you have it. So anyway, I think I might have done a video on these little red lentils before, but anyway, I got these at Whole Foods. So what I'm going to do is I just spread them out on a piece of wax paper to pick out any little, there might be rocks or whatever, little sticks. And so I'm going to dump them in the pot, and I'm going to wash them and then strain them, and we're going to put them on to cook. Now, with these small little lentils, it only takes about 10 minutes for them to cook. So we're going to get that done, and we'll be back. Okay, I rinsed these lentils, and I just rinsed them a couple of times, and I'm going to go ahead now, and I added water, double really what the lentils are, and I'm going to cook them for about 10 minutes. They're going to expand and get tender, and we'll be back. I wanted to share this little tip with you real quick. The lentils, even the brown lentils, tend to foam way up, and the red or orange ones do it even worse. So I don't really put any salt or seasoning in these, but I do put about a tablespoon of olive oil, and I do that just to keep them from boiling up and foaming way up and running over the side of the pot, because they'll do that no matter how low the heat is you're cooking those on. So anyway, we're going to leave those for about 10 minutes, and they'll be ready. We'll be back. Okay, the lentils are done. See how they really, soak up that water. Now, I'm not going to put these through the Vitamix before I freeze them. So I'm going to freeze them in ice trays. But before I do that, I'm going to take out 1/2 cup to go in our smoothie this morning. So that amount's going in the smoothie. Now, I'm going to be able to put it in the Vitamix hot because I've got a lot of frozen stuff going in there too. But anyway, so we're going to let this cool, and then we're going to freeze them in ice trays and use them as cubes in smoothies. Now, I wanted to talk to you just a minute about the lentils. Oh, let me back up. Back up. There we go. All right, so and just reading the label on a pack of lentils, the lentils, of course, contain fiber, which is real good, and that's part of the reason that you have that slow release of energy. And really, just the truth of the matter is, using the lentils in the smoothies, if you use enough of them, will take you for 5-6 hours. You will not get hungry. You won't. Now I'm talking about it when you add them to a smoothie. All right, let me turn this up. There. Okay, so in comparison, 1 egg, and I've got my little notes down here, 1 egg contains 7 grams of protein. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter contains 7 grams, but let me look at that and be sure I know what I'm talking about. I don't know where my peanut butter went. Oh, there it is. Okay, so peanut butter, 2 tablespoons contains 7 grams of protein. So if you take the 7 and the 10 grams that the lentils have, so you're talking, 17 grams of protein divided by 2 smoothies, which would, give us 8.5 grams of protein each in a smoothie, because I'll be making the smoothie for 2 people. All right, back to what these lentils contain. Now, they have potassium, which is a really good thing. The potassium just helps you with your heart rate, and it helps you with all kinds of things during the day. But you do need, I think, unless I'm wrong about this, about 3,500 milligrams of potassium daily. So this 1/2 cup of cooked lentils contains 320 milligrams, or micrograms, I'm not sure which. Anyway, so again, fiber, 11 grams of fiber per 1/2 cup cooked. So again, that helps sustain you through the day. So I just think that we're getting a good combination here between the lentils and the peanut butter, which I'm going to put in the smoothie, and I will videotape that. And so anyway, we're going to freeze these lentils. I've used them before, and it took us a while to figure out the smoothie that gave us the most energy was the ones that, of course, we had all kinds of fruits and whatever in there, but it would be the ones that had peanut butter and the lentils. That's the one that gives us the super energy. So I'm just going to call this, I don't know, lentils in your smoothie. I don't know what I'm going to call this, but anyway, we're going to freeze the rest of the lentils, and then I can have the little cubes, you know, in the smoothies. So I really don't, the only thing I put in there, let me just show you, was maybe a tablespoon of olive oil, and the reason I did that was to keep the lentils from boiling over, because these little red lentils, they particularly will boil over if you don't watch them. Even if you've got them on low heat, they still foam way up. So anyway, all right, we will see y'all next time. Okay, the lentils have all cooled and we're ready to put them in the ice trays for freezing now. And I'm probably only going to need one ice tray. And again, there's no salt or any type seasoning on it. The only thing I used was probably about a tablespoon of olive oil, and I used that just to prevent them from boiling over when I was cooking them, because they definitely will boil over if you don't watch them. Even if you have them on low heat, they tend to want to boil over. And what the olive oil will do is prevent the foam from forming, and so they won't really boil over if you do that. Alright, yeah, that worked out to be exactly one ice tray full. Alright, so when we have these in a smoothie, I'll probably use two of the little cubes, which will be really a little over 1/4 of a cup. Alright, so these going in the freezer.